So here we are, on the cusp of a new dawn. Bank Rakyat CEO and chairman both charged with the criminal breach of trust. One's a Dato', the other's a Tan Sri. Wow, looks like Malaysia is really starting to take its anti-corruption drive seriously. And it doesn't end there. A Sessions Court acquittal of the former CEO of Sime Darby of a similar crime was swiftly appealed and allowed by the High Court, who also slapped a 600k fine on the CEO. Big names and big companies. In fact, the new MACC Chief Commissioner, Dato' Zul Ahmad, was very recently in the spotlight to say that his primary focus in the near term is to ensure that the civil service is free from corruption, misappropriation and abuse of power, and that focus would be given to enforcement agencies and GLCs.
The world will know that free men stood against a tyrant, that few stood against many. And before this battle was over, that even a God King can bleed.
Big bold steps and big bold statements then to fight the baddies and to restore the forces of good in our little country. But do we believe him just yet? Remember that when Dato' Zul was named the big cheese at MACC, his entry came hot on the heels of 3 top officers leaving the agency, while the Chief Commissioner, Tan Sri Abu Qasim Muhammad, asked to be terminated early. No reasons were given for the moves, and as if that wasn't bad enough, another Deputy Chief Commissioner, Dato' Sri Mustafa Ali, was transferred to the Immigration Department instead of being named the new Chief Commissioner. No surprises then that when Dato' Zul ascended to the post, the critics came out in full force. After all, Dato' Zul was formerly of the Attorney General's chambers and a direct report to the AG himself. Yep, the same guy who said all was well at 1MDB. As Wan Saiful Wan Jan, the CEO of Ideas, wrote in the Star at the time, promoting Dato' Sri Mustafa would have helped create continuity at the MACC, and that Dato' Zul would have to navigate the limitations of the MACC, having no powers to prosecute without reinforcing the perception that he is subservient to the Attorney General. So lots to prove then, and so far so good. But charges are just that. Let's see if Malaysia's institutions, said to be powerless and compromised, can prosecute fairly and sentence effectively. After all, Malaysian headlines abroad are dominated not by our achievements but the latest shenanigans by our politicians and their corrupt practices. Last year, Malaysia once again achieved the unenviable honour of being in the top 5 countries which registered the highest average illicit outflows. And according to a 2015 report by the Washington-based Global Financial Integrity, Malaysia has lost a total $419 billion, that's 1.8 trillion ringgit in illicit outflows since 2004. In 2013 alone, we lost a total of $48.25 billion. The sources of this legal capital outflows? Tax evasion, crime and corruption. In fact, if you look at Malaysia's Corruption Perceptions Index as reported by Transparency International, our ranking resembles climb up Mount Everest, rising from a ranking of just 23, 1 being the least corrupt in 1995, to our current lofty position of 56. That's just a tad shy of our all-time high, or should I say low, ranking of 60, achieved 5 years ago. So yeah, things on the corruption front are clearly not improving, quite the opposite actually. In fact, you know what would move the needle, really jolt that mercury? Going for the big one, the big cheese, the kahuna to end all kahunas. You know, the man? It will send a signal that MACC means business. No more sardines, no more minnows, no more crimes in the millions, but the billions, baby. $billion crimes, B not M. That will not only kick Malaysia all the way down the Corruption Perceptions Index, it will also give the MACC and Malaysia the credibility it so badly craves and frankly also needs. Just saying.